Hello, boys, babes, and all of you beans in between. Welcome back. Guess what? I think you can guess what it is. There are some wings on my back. We've done a lot of work to get that done, and I strained for about 4 hours to go and find enough wings to be productive. And when I say enough wings to be productive, I mean enough wings to be productive. Mind you, these are not just for me. This is for Ferks too, so when she gets back on, she is more than welcome to grab any of what she needs. But upon the progress of getting these wings, the problem we ran into is not enchantments, nothing like that. It's the need for rockets. And rockets, while it's not too hard to go stand outside and hunt down some creepers while holding this in one hand and this in the other so you get the looting effect, it's productive. It works. But you run into the conundrum of, like, do I build a mob farm? Because that's a little faster. But then I remembered we're playing with Create Mod. And in the Create Mod, if you look up gunpowder and click it, and click this, you can make it with potions. So all you need is ground up netherrack, that's what that is, and then a little bit of potion of harming, which is not too terribly hard to make. You can end up with gunpowder by the masses. So let me show you how this works, because I have absolutely blown my own mind with how this beautiful concoction works. So the first thing you need to do is place a little bit of water in there, which is easy enough. You feed this guy, you toss one of these in, let it mix. You toss one of these in, let it mix, and then you toss the last one in, and that does all of that wonderful stuff. And then you go down here to this basement I built because I needed more space. And this power is running off of our windmill because we need a little extra. But all you do is you flip that lever, it pumps all of it down into this container, which I have not fully filled, but there's a reason for that, which that then gets pumped into this container, which I need. Oop, I forgot to grab some more cinder. Let's grab it. But once we get this stuff, let's put that off my hot bar. Come in here and grab some since I left some in here. Take this. You come in, you place it on here, and it just starts spitting out gunpowder. Mind you, I haven't done this a ton, but it works, and it's honestly, and for me, slightly more productive than building a mob farm because I can get these from my villagers, which is not hard. I have several spider spawners that are literally just underneath us. They're down in a mine shaft down there. So we can set up some sort of killing chamber for spiders and easily get the eyes. The only thing now that's difficult to get from this is the brown mushrooms. But because we are so close to a mycelium biome in the nether, it is not too terribly bad in terms of getting large amounts of brown mushroom because the wall mushrooms, the little ones that are up on the walls, can easily turn into the regular mushrooms. So this, in all honesty, is a lot more productive for me in terms of getting gunpowder than trying to build an entire mob farm at this time. But I love this. It's so cool. It took me forever to get these tubes lined up correctly so that it would go and spit all this out. But honestly, I'm having a blast with this. I do need to figure out if I can set up a secondary system that would then power this, or I can make something else with it and move it into a different container. Because apparently this setup, you can do a variety of different things with this one. I forget the exact ingredient options for it, but you can apparently make glowstone and things like that. But I also found out if I have sulfur, I can mix it with these things and also get gunpowder. So that might also be another method we're going to go about, but I don't have any sulfur currently. I didn't gather any while we were out there. But boom, I got a whole stack of gunpowder now that I can add to this pile for later. And we got plenty of sugarcane growing over by our villagers. That does not make this hard at all to produce that. And I honestly love it. On a completely different note, though, we spent a fair amount of time yesterday on my stream trying to get the wings, which was not bad at all. But then once we got plenty of wings, we decided we were going to try and get every single tree type from every biome in the nether. Not the nether, the end. Which I have spent a little too long working on. And because of that, I tried to gather all of the different types of ground or soil that I needed, and we are still trying to farm all of these trees out. So I have a little bit of all of them. But I absolutely love the different textures of all of these. This one in particular is such a beautiful shade of purple. I personally don't think I'll build with it anytime soon, but it's gorgeous, and these dragon scales are just so cool. So cool. I really want to try and like build an airship that uses some of those materials in it to produce all of the gorgeous, gorgeous colors and patterns that I really want to see in this world. But after all of that busyness, I have been up to quite a bit, and I think what we're going to try and work on today is playing some more with the Create mod. As much as I want to go play in the end some more, I do think we're going to save that more for stream, because it's a little easier to do on stream, and it takes a long time to explore, because there's all sorts of wild mobs out there that I have not quite gotten to poke around with. So I'm going to go back to poking and prodding with some of this Create stuff and see if we can possibly automate my life a little bit more and make it a little bit easier to get some more stuff done. So I'll show y'all what I come up with in a minute. Have I done a thing? Yes. Do I know what this thing does? No. But here we are. We've got a lovely mess of a fan running down here. It is blowing water, which is supposed to clean things. So apparently, if I throw this here, it's supposed to give me nuggets and flint. However, apparently the nuggets, like, according to this, if you wash it, you get a 25% chance of nugget and a 25% chance of flint. So I'm trying to figure out how real that is, because I've done this a couple times already. Not too many, but a couple times. And I've gotten very low nugget odds, but very high flint odds. In a matter of, like, I end up with over a stack of flint. Oh, that's not bad. That was at 30-something earlier. I think we're going to keep doing it. I do need to automate this better. This was just a really quick throw some stuff and see what happens kind of situation. I do want to set up some sort of like, oh, there's now nuggets here. It'll pick it up and move it somewhere. How that's going to work, I'm not sure yet. We're going to figure it out. But I do enjoy the fact that this is now working as a secondary, if not tertiary, part to my contraption mayhem up here. These aren't exactly the prettiest things in the world, but they are working, and I love that. I do need to make sure I'm adding a stress gauge down here, because I am putting a lot of stuff on there. What we got? Huh, we're doing better this round. Okay, cool. So we're just going to toss the rest of these in here and let it do its thing. But I do like how this is turning out. I'm not sure what other contraptions I need down here, because when I pull up the Create menu, I'm looking at this, and obviously I'm not putting a grind wheel down here, but I could use a millstone, and I'm not entirely sure what that one does, but I can add it down here. And I might move my mechanical press down here just because it is a little faster down here and would provide a little extra space. And other than maybe setting up a different spout for something else down here, I'm not sure what else I would add. If you would recommend anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'm a wee bit out of ideas, because I'm running out of ideas until I figure out what I'm going to do with it. I do know eventually I would like to get this thing working, but I'm still not sure entirely how those work. Okay, that's improving. That's improving. It's not great, but it is improving. But we're going to try to start using that as our primary source of iron instead of using my iron farm that I built, because I would like to try and close that iron farm down if necessary. However, that is only 7 ingots after like 7 or 8 stacks of gravel at this point. But the plus side is if I continue to use my glorious wall of whatever madness that is, if I keep growing it, I will have plenty of cobblestone to put into the crushing system. So I see why people would use that. Especially if I eventually make like an automated cobble system, we would be quite well on the way, and it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it is working. So I would call that a win for Create and understanding that method. There are a couple other things I would like to try and do, but I'm not quite sure how to go about them. One of them is to try and make a system to launch me with my elytra so that I don't have to use as many rockets to take off, because I'm not using a ton, but I am going through them pretty quickly. And while gravel is a productive thing, and gunpowder is fairly productive, this thing is super cool. I think we are fully capable of doing more. I also did recently find out, accordingly, in Botanica, you can use flint to make gunpowder. So I gotta figure out how that works, because I think that would be a really cool way to go about it. I still don't know what any of that is, but we have that as an option, is to save all this flint and use it in Botanica for gunpowder, or making waystones, which I don't think we need a ton of them. Not too confident, but it is an option. So we got plenty of things we can craft with all the flint we're getting. Not plenty. We have a handful of things we can craft with all the flint we're getting. I'm not getting diorite, that's for sure. But I do think that we will end up definitely using it with the Botanica stuff, because more gunpowder the merrier. And this is definitely doing us the favor of getting us all the goodies we need in just a mildly slower manner than I should have hoped for, but it is working. So that is the good news. I do need to start replacing my tools. Like these I never made better pieces for, so that will be on the list of things to do soon. But we have also been farming over there for our in trees as I was brainstorming what I was doing next. So that's some good news. Let's see what else I can come up with before I want to wrap up what we're working on. But this is chucking away and I love it. Alrighty, and with a fair bit of ingenuity of not exactly a lot of work, I just kind of move stuff down here, we have ourselves a lovely little millstone system that I went ahead and threw some wheat in, because that wheat flour comes in great handy when it comes to building some super glue, because I refuse to build a slime chunk farm or any sort of slime farm when I can just craft it. I'm going to craft it, because I can also make the lime dye out of this if I go and farm myself some sea pickles, which I just discovered, which is super cool. So we have that. Oh. Come here. We have that set up. We also moved our lovely little smasher system down here, which we can just real quick and turn it on. And that works so much faster than it did upstairs, which is great. And then I went ahead and powered in a whole bunch of like off switches, because apparently if I leave too many of them on, it will just, oh, that was the wrong switch, freeze itself. So we have to make sure we turn them off so that they can all work when I need them to work and not right now. So lovely, that is now working, and I have space for several more things in here if I need it. But for now, this is definitely where we're hitting our stride on this. I might add some more of these guys later down the road, but I'm not entirely confident yet. So we'll figure that out. But it does work nicely, and I can still turn all of these on and off, so it's not absolutely ruining our chances of being productive. But it all looks super good in my opinion, and we are getting somewhere, and I love it. But there's a couple more things I would like to try and do, and I did recently learn how to... I didn't realize I had to place these a certain way, because I was struggling with this when I was attaching these, and I kept forgetting, oh, the arrow needs to be pointing out and not in, because it was just sitting there spinning and making, but nothing was falling. So we were like, oh, got to switch that. Now I'm curious if I can make dough by throwing the flour in here. I don't know if this works, but I might as well try it. It does! I don't have to use the water buckets. Hold on. We're just gonna boop, let that do its thing, because I am a lazy human being, and that many water buckets crafting that is a pain. So we have just found a super efficient way to make super glue, which is great, because now all I need to do is get some lime dye, or make some sort of green dye and throw some white dye with it. We got this. That's great. Okay. What else can I wash? Let that finish doing it, and then we'll pick it up, and then we can figure out what else we can wash, because that I didn't realize that worked like that. Hold on. Is there a way to look up washing? Let's see. The fan. If I hit this button, that was not what I intended to do. Hit that button. Okay, so I can... Oh, we can make concrete like this? Well, that's made my day. And you can just get clay out of copper ore. Crushed copper. That's good to know. Okay. Not stuff I ever thought I'd do. But, wait a second. Okay, so now instead of smelting our zinc immediately, we're going to wash it and then recraft it. But that actually removes the crafting. Or, you don't even need to smelt it, you just need to wash it. Okay. Okay. I hadn't thought to check this before. Okay, so cool. We just need to wash all of our ores that we get after we crush them. What do these do? Okay, we can get our food cooked like that, which is easy to change out if we need to. Okay. So we can just say screw smelting. And boom, we got food. Okay. I like this. That's free smelting right there. We might be getting rid of our smelting setup. Oh, that's great. Okay. I love to see that. Oh, you can make things. Okay. Good to know. Wait, what's the difference here? In fact, oh. That's mean. I'm going to have to do that. That's a great way to build a prank. Okay, that right there is good to know, because that means I don't technically have to raid a ocean monument to get stuff, because if I can get those things, I can craft blocks without raiding the ocean monuments. That's really good to know. Cool. We have some work to do, and I'm gonna have to experiment with this, and we're gonna see what I come up with, because that's gonna be chaos. And I have plenty of lapis because I don't use enchanting materials, so we're gonna have to try that. Let me go. I'm gonna go try that. With great excitement, I can in fact say this works. I do want to find a way so that this is a little more interchangeable, and like I'll just keep like a barrel somewhere right here so we can, actually I can't do that, it will catch fire. So I need to find a way to store something here that will ensure it does not catch fire because of this, because fire spread is in fact on for us. But it does work. It's not like super fast, and because I have my clerics, I can just buy lapis by the brick load. So this is definitely going to be my answer if I want sea lanterns for anything. Not that I think I'm going to need them, because we have some other really cool light sources, but it works. So I can definitely now have prismarine without much effort, which I am super excited about. We're going to keep playing with some stuff, but this might honestly have to go because I no longer think I need it. Which is sad, because I did put a lot of time smelting in here, but we can find a use for dried kelp blocks. But look, we can craft sea lanterns. And that's all I needed today. That's the excitement I needed today. But that also means we can have dark prismarine, which I absolutely adore dark prismarine. So I gotta work on this organization a little more later, but we're getting somewhere. I am gonna take all of that out and put it over here because it belongs with this. But I do think that is a nice and exciting discovery. I was not expecting that today, but here we are, and I love it. So that is actually where we're going to wrap up today. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. I appreciate everyone that's been here. We're going to keep exploring with this, and I'm going to keep playing with some stuff. I really want to try and build one of the monorail systems. Is that what they're called? The hanging cart doodad things. So I can like easily travel from the villagers over yonder, just beyond that hill, because I would like to try and put some sort of easy travel system over there. The problem is there's not really a straight line over there, so we might put it like up on the hill and build like a cool tower over there to receive it. So we'll figure that out. But thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. Make sure you drink some water and have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye now.